our main event for the evening, Stagg and Kaiser Gideon. And unfortunately, before we get to the main event, we do have a long word, the fact of life, from Mr. RJ Staggs himself.
That is just a fact of life.
Welcome, fans of BCW, to the very first edition of Fact of Life, starring yours truly, the future BCW World Heavyweight Champion, RJ Stagg. And here on Fact of Life, there's only one goal and one goal in mind, and that is we are going to name all the dummies of BCW. Because frankly, after the first couple weeks, it is pretty embarrassing how many dummies are here in BCW. But don't you worry, because RJ Stagg, the Great Kavortha, the official namer of dummies, is going to be naming every last one of them, 5 to be exact, so even you little half-wits at home can keep along very well with anyone else. Yeah.
Dummy, yeah.
And like I said, 5, count 'em, 5 dummies to be named today. Dummy number 5 is without a doubt Kaiser Gideon, my opponent here tonight. Kaiser, you are one of the greatest athletes I have ever seen walk the face of God's green earth. But frankly, in BCW, it's going to follow very similar to what happened in WWEP. And that is, it's going to end with me getting my arm raised and you looking up at the lights. Because you have never beaten me. Not even in a tag match. You cannot and will not ever beat me. And tonight is just going to be further proof of that. And so that, Kaiser Gideon, you, my friend, are dummy number 5.
Dummy, yeah.
Yeah, but moving on to dummy number 4. Dummies here, dummies there, dummies everywhere. That's right, the Twitch chat is dummy number 4. Last week I had the most unbearable experience imaginable when I decided to grace you all with my presence. The most disgusting thing I can think of is that other members of the roster decide that they're going to want to keep coming back week in and week out and interacting with some of these podunk inbred morons. To name a few, there's Mr. McVile, who somehow looks like a bigger Joker mark than I ever could possibly look like. There's that chicken bloke that really needs to take a trip up to the KFC right up the road. There's Mitch. That's right. Gotcha Mitch, who decides to run his little beta male wrestling academy over on his channel that frankly isn't worth talking about because it doesn't feature RJ Stagg. But last but not least, the biggest dummy out of a whole crop of dummies from that chat is Rose, who thought that she could go toe-to-toe with my beautiful wife Stacy and actually come out a winner. It's all good there, kid. I know you only got a couple matches in, but maybe one day you'll be on our level. And so, for that, Twitch chat, all of ya, dummy.
Dummy, yeah.
Yeah. Which brings me to dummy number 3, who is the cross-eyed cardiovascular half-wit known as the Heart, who actually has a better chance at saving that receding hairline of his than he ever does at pinning me in the middle of that ring. You see, me and him, we have a long history. We're never going to like each other. But the thing that confuses me the most about BCW in comparison to the WWEP is that T-Dog pins the Heart, RJ Stagg gets the L, but yet I still have to face one of those two dummies in order to get the championship that should rightfully be around my waist at this point. I'll never understand it. Fact is, the Heart shouldn't even be in this tournament. But he is, which means he is one of the 2 possibilities that I have to deal with in the finals. But don't you worry, your little balding head heart failure, because I'm going to kick you so far in your dumper that all that hair is just going to magically grow back. And that is not an insult. That's just a fact of life.
Dummy, yeah.
Yeah, which brings me down to the last 2 dummies, and dummy number 2 is once again the Twitch chat. Frankly, you guys are just so damn stupid that I had to put you on the list more than once. You see, when I chant RJ Stagg, that live crowd decides they want to go RJ Stagg, who gives a crap? Because frankly, the only reason you're watching this and the only reason you buy a ticket to begin with is because, you see, the guys, they want to be me, and the ladies, well, they want to see me, dummy. Yeah.
Dummy, yeah.
Yeah. Which brings me last but not least to dummy number 1. And if you're a fan of Fact of Life or a fan of RJ Stagg in general, well, not only do you have good taste, but you should know that there's only been a couple people in my life that have ever haunted my career, and one of them is Tyler T-Dog Johnson. You see, T-Dog, he has been a thorn in my side going on close to 7 years now. T-Dog, me and you grew up together in the WWEP. We founded the WWEP, and we kicked ass every step of the way. We won championships together. We won championships against each other. Our rivalry is legendary. But unfortunately for you, BCW isn't going to be a sequel. BCW is a straight reboot, and that is only going to be further proof when you beat the Heart and I beat Kaiser Gideon, and at the first inauguration, me and you are going to face off for that world title, and you're going to be looking square at the lights as they announce the first ever BCW heavyweight champion, RJ Stagg. And after the inauguration, frankly, maybe it's just time for you to go out to pasture. Maybe it's time for this dog to go out to see Dr. RJ Stagg and get himself a little snip so he can't go play around with the other puppies moving forward. You see, this roster and this show isn't about getting yourself over. It's not about dressing like a big-ass chicken or trying to make your buddies laugh in a Twitch chat. No, you see, BCW is about winning championships. It is about being the world champion, because becoming world champion means more opportunities. It means more money. It means more fame. It is about $1,000 suits and $10,000 Rolex watches. That is what being a champion in BCW is all about. And I promise you, by the time this tournament's over, there's going to only be one undisputed world heavyweight champion, and his name is going to be RJ Stagg. And that is not an insult. That is just a fact of life.
RJ. Why do we let him cut promos again? Well, strong words from RJ. We'll see if he can back him up in the ring against Kaiser. Kaiser shocking everyone last week when he beat Mr. Chicken Doodle and was the surprise opponent, because it was supposed to be TJ Steele, but BCW has not been able to get in contact with TJ Steele, even still. So, Kaiser took his spot, probably shocked Chicken Doodle, and was able to pick up the win. But that was last week. This is this week. These two gentlemen are fighting for the final spot in the finals for the BCW World Heavyweight Championship. The winner of this match tonight will go on to Washington, D.C. and face T-Dog to see who will become the first ever BCW World Heavyweight Champion. Kaiser getting some offense in. It looks like Stacy also came down to the ring with RJ. She didn't want to compete tonight, but she has no issues, I'm sure, coming down to the ring and causing all sorts of problems for Kaiser. We'll see what happens, though. Oh, and a nice move there by Kaiser off the top rope. Goes for the pin. And Staggs kicks out at 2. Kaiser going for a springboard, but on the opposite side of the ring, and connects with absolutely nobody. Kaiser blocked a couple strikes from Staggs there for a second, but Staggs able to get those last 2 in. Now just picking up Kaiser, putting him into the turnbuckle and tossing him up. Is that a spiral chat? I don't know what that was. I'm going to be honest with you. Kaiser focusing on the arms of RJ Staggs there. Kaiser getting some nice strikes into Staggs. Now looking like he wants to drive Staggs to the far corner instead of the close one for whatever reason. Oh, and a nice chop from Kaiser. Nice kick to the spine from Kaiser to RJ Staggs. Oh, and a Kinshasa from Kaiser. Kaiser getting all sorts of offense in. Staggs just kind of eating it right now. Staggs kicks out at 2. That wasn't enough. Kaiser's going to have to do a whole lot more, and he knows that. Kaiser, for whatever reason, focusing on Stacy right now. Not the best idea. He's got to keep his attention on RJ if he wants to win this match. Staggs trying to take advantage of that distraction there. But Kaiser not having it. Gets the reversal. Picks up RJ. Impressive show of strength, but unfortunately, RJ able to get the reversal there. Now RJ looking to get some of his offense in. Nice suplex, looking for another one. Oh, no, not quite. RJ, I'm sure not happy with all the offense that Kaiser got in. Gonna make Kaiser pay. And Stacy throwing a chair in the ring. Not sure what she's doing there. This is not a no disqualification match. So if anyone uses that chair, they will be disqualified. Kaiser going for the pin. Staggs kicking out again. Staggs having to kick out of all these pin attempts. Has to be taking, oh, vicious clothesline. Lots of energy out of him. Kaiser able to get the kick to the face. Stacy up on the ring apron. Surprise, surprise. Kaiser, unfortunately, getting distracted. Oh, putting Staggs right back into that corner, though. Even with the distraction, RJ not able to get a consistent flow of offense going. See if Kaiser can keep it up. Oh, and Staggs just throwing Kaiser out of the ring. Now these two gentlemen are going to take it outside. And Staggs throws Kaiser right back into the ring. And now Staggs is going to showboat. Kaiser, though, not having any of it. Throwing Staggs back into the ring. Says we will not be showboating. This is a title match. Or for a title match. And a vicious slam there by RJ to Kaiser. And Kaiser kicks out at 2. Stacy needs to be banned from ringside. If RJ makes it to the finals next week, Stacy will not be ringside for that match. It will be one-on-one. There will be no one at ringside for championship matches in BCW. Forever. For anyone. That is not an RJ rule. That is an everyone rule. Oh, and vicious double knees to the back of Kaiser there from Staggs. Oh, and a nasty kick from RJ. Going for the pin. Kaiser right by the ropes, though. Able to kick out. Looked like Kaiser might have been under the ropes. Ref probably should have called a rope break, but Kaiser fortunately able to kick out anyway. Now Kaiser just stomping away at RJ. RJ just swatting him off like a fly. Now just stomping on the arms of Kaiser. RJ going to the top. We don't see this too much. Waving for Kaiser to get up. Oh, and Staggs went for something there, but it did not connect. Or at least not fully. Kaiser with a neck breaker. Kaiser looked like he wanted to go to the top rope, but RJ got up rather quickly. Kaiser thinking better of it. Oh, and RJ was holding Kaiser against the ropes with repeated fists to the chest. That cannot feel good. Ref just letting it happen. Not counting or nothing. Patrick will be fired after tonight's showing. Not a great showing for Patrick. Oh, and Kaiser now busted open. The repeated punches from RJ Staggs. Kaiser trying to get his own offense in, but Staggs blocking his shots and hitting him with his own combo. Kaiser trying to gain his momentum back. He had it for a little bit, and then Staggs took over. As you heard Staggs mention, this is not the first time these two gentlemen have faced. They have faced before in WWEP, but Staggs has gotten the better of Kaiser every time. Kaiser looking to change that tonight. Now Kaiser, playing by Staggs' rules, has his arm up in the ropes there and just pulling. Now puts Staggs in the tree of woe. Oh, and just choking Staggs with a foot. Patrick looking the other way. Just completely not paying attention. Kaiser throws Staggs into the corner there. Kicks his legs out from under him. Vicious stomps. Staggs, though, able to get the foot to the chest there, Kaiser, to stop the stomps. Oh, and a nice backbreaker from Kaiser there. Kaiser going to the top rope. Kaiser waving him up. Oh, and hits the diving crossbody. Kaiser setting up for the yeet kick. Staggs is up, down to a knee. Oh, and Kaiser connects with the yeet kick. Middle of the ring. And Kaiser victorious over RJ Staggs. And will go on to Washington, D.C. to face T-Dog to see who will become the first ever BCW World Heavyweight Champion. Crowd goes absolutely insane for Kaiser. Everyone very happy they won't have to see the possibility of RJ Staggs walk out of BCW, or walk out of the inauguration with a title. Battered and bloodied, Kaiser walks out of San Diego, California, walking in to Washington, D.C. as a finalist for the BCW World Heavyweight Championship.